Welcome back to Car Talk. I am Shantanu Lag, your host, and today we are spending time with the 2022 Maruti Suzuki Brezza. Now Maruti Suzuki has done a lot of changes in this car, but they have also carried forward a lot of features from the previous generation of this vehicle. What are these changes? What has changed? What has not changed? We will tell you all about it in this review. We will also test the fuel economy of the new 6-speed automatic transmission and the 5-speed manual transmission as well. We know that you have been waiting for this car for a long time around, so stay tuned guys and check out all the details of the new Maruti Suzuki Brezza. Now Maruti Suzuki loves to keep the design DNA of its cars very much alive. We have seen it with the older Swift, we have seen it with the Baleno. Now a similar design DNA has been carried forward to the new Brezza as well, which means the dimension wise, the shape wise, it remains very much similar to the older generation. However, the skin of it, the outer structure has changed completely. What are the changes? Let me walk through and tell you what all has changed in the new 2022 Brezza. First of all, the name has changed. Yes, Maruti Suzuki has dropped the Vitara from the Vitara Brezza theme, and if you follow Car Talk, you will know the reason why. So now this car is only known as Brezza, starting with the headlamps, and to the bumper you will see a lot of changes. The first thing first, you get a new grille and the chrome amount has lessened from before, so you only see these parts painted in chrome. This one is crystalline, a very glossy structure, and it extends to become the headlamps. The headlamps themselves, they get a very unique LED DRLs, so it gives a very unique identity to the new 2022 Brezza. The LED turn indicators, they form the eyebrow of the headlamps, and the whole structure, it looks very much sleeker. Down below you get a black bumper and it looks very much robust. Also the fog skid plate, the width of it has increased and it adds a very muscular look to the whole vehicle. Other than that, Maruti Suzuki, they have made this bonnet very much upright to give it a very SUV-ish look. So when you sit in the car, you can see all of this bonnet, and Maruti Suzuki has changed the design of it as well. So from the front you get all this. Also Maruti Suzuki has added this new LED fog lamp. These are not projector, these are only LED reflector lamps, and these lamps, the headlamps and the fog lamps, they are very bright. Even during the daytime we turned them on and it turned all white. So now coming to the side, you will notice the new 16-inch alloy wheels. Now the size of the alloy wheels, they remain the same, exactly same as the previous model. However, the dual tone design, the diamond cut design, it looks very unique and very aggressive as well. Apart from that, the wheel arch. Earlier Maruti Suzuki used to offer a very rounded wheel arch which used to hug the tire, but now they have squared off the edges to get it a more muscular, a robust look, a more SUV-ish look. What that has done is that has created a gap in the wheel well, which you might notice while the car in the road, and the new Maruti Suzuki Brezza may feel under tired to some, but that doesn't matter, as most of the people, they upgrade to 17 inches or an inch higher after they buy the car. This is a dual tone color scheme, and you get this all black ORVMs, and below this you get a 360-degree camera. The shape of the doors, they have also changed. So now you will see that Maruti Suzuki has changed both the shapes of the front door and the rear door. The C-pillar, it remains black with a dual tone version, and Maruti Suzuki has added this roof mounted spoiler which gives you an elongated look that the car has gained in the length of the size. However, that's not the case. It remains dimensionally exactly the same. Yes, the height has gone up, but that's because of the addition of the shark fin antenna. Maruti Suzuki now considers the shark fin antenna as the whole height of the vehicle. There are some other changes in the roof as well, and that's the sunroof. We will show you it from the inside. Now coming to the rear, I must say that this is my favorite part, the favorite update of the new Maruti Suzuki Brezza. Why is that? That's because of the tail lamps. Now since this is a red color, you might not notice that so much contrast between the tail lamps and the body color. However, Maruti Suzuki has added this new split tail lamp and both of them work. They have also added this thick black border. I hope that you can see that in the camera, and what it does is it adds a very nice unique highlight to the tail lamp, to the sleek tail lamp, and it looks really good, especially when the car is moving at the night. Now to the tailgate, it gets the smart hybrid badge, and that's because it now gets the SHVS mild hybrid system. We'll talk about it more. And you also get this new Brezza moniker in the rear with Suzuki moniker above it. As I told you before, it doesn't get the Vitara name anymore, so that's why you only see the Brezza. Now coming down below, you get the black bumper once again, as you see in the front, and a wider Fox kit plate. Overall, the Maruti Suzuki Brezza, it remains similar in the shape like the previous generation vehicle. However, Maruti Suzuki has done a lot to make it look much more futuristic, much more robust, and give it a much more SUV-ish stance. Now to open the boot space, you can just use this electric tailgate release to open the boot to get access to this 328 liters of space. Now the space hasn't changed. It's not biggest in the segment. However, it offers a decent amount of space to keep 4 of your overnighters and some space on the side to keep your knickknacks for a weekend trip. Now if you want some more space, you can always use the 60/40 split seats to fold down. I will show you. You can fold the 60/40 split seats to put longer items for your journey. You can fold both the seats as well to keep much larger luggage if you are not traveling with a full capacity. Now dimensionally, Maruti Suzuki 2022 Brezza, it remains the same. However, Maruti has done some smart tweaks. For example, they have moved the dashboard further ahead. It has become much thinner from before, which has translated into these seats moving little ahead and creating more space for your legs in the rear seats. So you can move your feet around pretty much comfortably, and you also get a lot of knee room without hitting the front seat. Now this seat is adjusted according to my height. I am 5'9", 5'10", and you can see that I can comfortably sit in this vehicle. Now even though the car has gained the addition of a sunroof, the roof, it still remains pretty. The headroom, it has not been affected much. You can see this hump here where the sunroof, it goes inside, but for the rear passengers it won't create much problem because you can see that there is a pretty much of headspace available. The windows, the size, they remain the same. They are pretty large windows, and you can see that the window line starts from my shoulder line, so you don't feel much claustrophobic inside the car as well. Now coming to the seats, I must say that the seats are pretty comfortable. They don't have much of a side bolster. If you fold the armrest to create a space for the third passenger, you will notice that the seat is almost flat, and I wouldn't complain about that because Maruti Suzuki have been making a very comfortable vehicles even with these seats, and I'm sure these will be comfortable on longer journeys as well. As for the third passenger, well, you can see this massive transmission hump in the middle, and this can cause little bit problems for the third passenger in the rear seat, especially to find the space to keep the feet. Now the central console, it has gained air conditioner vents. These were missing from the previous generation Brezza. You get this knob to close and open the vents, but you can't control the temperature from right here. You do get 2 USB slots right here. One is regular USB and one is the new generation C type, which can be very useful if you are using new generation phones. You also get a hook here. You can hang up to 4 kgs on this hook. Now coming to the space, you also get cup holders in the armrest. You also get bottle holders on the doors. You can keep, these are a very small 500 ml bottle, but you can keep big 1 liter to up to 2 liters of bottle in this door holders. Also you get space behind the seat, so you can keep your small items like phone and just drop it down and enjoy the drive. Maruti Suzuki also doesn't provide a headrest for the middle passenger. However, you do get adjustable headrest for the rear passenger, for two rear passengers. Now there are two cabin lamps on this Maruti Suzuki new 2022 Brezza. Two are in the front and one is located right behind. I'm sure it will be useful. It's very sunny outside right now. I can't exactly tell you how efficient they are currently, but it seems to be a nice place to be in the Brezza. The rear space is pretty big, it's pretty nice, but there are a lot more changes in the front of the vehicle. So let's just jump and show you what this car offers. Now to enter the Maruti Suzuki 2022 Brezza, you get the same key that you used to get with the older generation Vitara Brezza. It is a still same old small key, which I request Maruti to upgrade since they are offering so much of premium features. Hopefully we will get to see a premium looking key as well. Now coming to the changes of the car, there are a lot of changes. First of all, Maruti Suzuki has worked on the dashboard. As I told you earlier, it has become much thinner than before, so it has created a lot of space for your legs. Apart from that, the dashboard gets a very layered design. You can see that there are layers, and it also gets a chrome insert which runs across the dashboard, and there is a textured brown plastic around here. This brown plastic you can also see on the door pads. This is not plastic, by the way, this is fabric, so you can keep your hands around here and it becomes a soft touch pad for your arms. However, this is a very scratchable hard plastic, and so is this, and so is this. Now coming to the middle, with the top end version of the new 2022 Brezza, you get a 9-inch Smart Plus Pro infotainment system. This is the same system that Maruti Suzuki introduced with the all-new Baleno, and it offers the same features, including the 360-degree camera and a lot of connected features. Now Maruti Suzuki doesn't provide a branded set of speakers. However, the speakers that are available with the 2022 Brezza are tuned by Archimedes. They do sound pretty nice. They have a deep bass. However, if you are an audiophile, I'm sure you will upgrade it anyway. Now below the infotainment system, you get the AC vents, which you can adjust according to your need. The airflow is pretty nice, it's pretty good, and since there are two vents in the rear as well, you can just use them to your own comfort. Below that, you get the new climate control system. It's an automatic climate control system, so you can just set the temperature and leave it to adjust the fan speed on its own. Maruti Suzuki has added these new toggle switches, which we saw first in the Swift and then in the Baleno. Below that, you get a 12-volt charging socket and a regular USB to connect to the system. Apart from that, you get a new Q certified wireless charger. So if you have a Q certified phone, you can just keep it around here and it will start getting charged.
I can't understand you. Please make sure there is no background noise and try again.
Okay, so that is the new Suzuki Connect. You can say things to it like, "Hi Suzuki, turn on the ambient light," and it will do that on for you. However, on our way, it was quite glitchy and it keeps turning on every now and then, so we have turned it off for now. Just behind that, you have the gear lever. This is a manual transmission, so we have the 5-speed gear lever. Behind that, you get a small space to keep your small stuff like mobile phones or coins. You get two cup holders around here as well, and this armrest, this is adjustable, so you can open it to keep small items and then close it down and adjust it according to your need. Now let's come to the front of me. You get this flat bottom steering that we have seen with many other Maruti Suzuki models, including the Swift, the Baleno, the XL6 and many other cars, if you can remember that. You get the multifunction steering wheel with the volume, the cruise control and telephonic operations right here. This also controls the infotainment system. However, the instrument cluster, which is analog plus MID, you still get two stalks which you have to use to operate them. Just above that, Maruti Suzuki has now added this HUD or head-up display, which shows a host of information. You can control this HUD from a host of buttons on the right hand side of the steering wheel. You can change the position, or you can see a lot of other stuff. Like currently it is showing me tachometer, you can see the mileage, you can see the navigation and so forth and so on. This is a very nifty feature, and during our drives it was very useful. Now coming back to the steering wheel, again Maruti Suzuki has now added tilt feature. Was there before, now you can adjust it telescopically. Also Maruti Suzuki has now adjusted the front seat. It can now travel 20 mm lower. However, during our drive, even at the lowest seat, I could see the hood of the car, which means you sit very high. It gives you a very confident feel. It gives you a very commanding position on the roads, and it's quite good for a vehicle which you need to drive around in the city. Now right above me, Maruti Suzuki has now added a missing features which a lot of customers have been asking for, and that is an electric sunroof. This is a one-touch sunroof. However, the size of the sunroof is not very huge, especially when a lot of other manufacturers have now moved on to panoramic sunroofs and much larger sunroofs than this. So this is one thing that Maruti Suzuki can work upon in their next model. Now one more thing that Maruti Suzuki has smartly done is offering fabric instead of leatherette on the seats. In Indian climate, the leatherette seats, they really heat up really quickly and they do make you uncomfortable, even though they look better. But trust me guys, if you park your car in the sun, then leatherette seats are not for you. The seats themselves are very comfortable. They get nice side bolsters and you can be in these seats for longer hours of drive without feeling much of a discomfort. So overall, I think Maruti Suzuki has done a lot of work to make this new 2022 Brezza look much more premium, feel much more premium, and it is safer as well. Earlier, the Maruti Suzuki Brezza, which was built on the same platform, scored a 4-star rating from Global NCAP. However, in the new Brezza, you get 6 airbags, 2 on the seats. So you get curtain airbags, you get seat airbags, and you get 2 front airbags. So there are 6 in total, and I'm sure it will score more points if Global NCAP tests this again. Also, overall, Maruti Suzuki has upgraded the car through and through. What do you think about the cabin and the new materials and the new features? Do let us know in the comment section below. And what feature do you think the Maruti Suzuki 2022 Brezza is missing? Do let us know that as well. Now Maruti Suzuki has changed quite a lot of things. They have ruffled a lot of feathers inside the hood as well. First of all, they have updated the 1.5 liter petrol engine. So diesels are still not available as with all the Maruti Suzuki products. So it's only a petrol engine, 1.5K 15C engine, which means it's a dual jet engine. So earlier it used to be a single jet engine, and with dual jet it means it burns fuel more efficiently. Now this engine generates a maximum power of 103 PS and peak torque of 137.5 Nm. You also get a new automatic transmission. It is a 6-speed torque converter. We have been driving this car inside the city limits, although we have passed the city very early, so we didn't face much of traffic. But however much traffic we faced, the new transmission, it worked very well. We are currently on the highway. We are cruising at 60 kmph, and since we started in the morning, we have covered around 60 kilometers, and according to the display, the fuel economy is 20.7 kmpl with the automatic transmission that we have been driving around. Now, even if we consider the error in the instant fuel efficiency or the average fuel economy meter supplied inside the car, so even if we consider 10% error, it will still be more than 18 kmpl, which is pretty goddamn good for an automatic car that we have been driving around inside the city and on the highway as well. Now coming to the transmission characteristics, it gets the regular park, reverse, neutral, drive and manual mode. With the manual mode, you also get the paddle shifters that we have also seen with the XL6 and the Baleno. Now the 6-speed transmission, it's very responsive, it's very quick. However, that typical DNA, the typical characteristics of a torque converter, it remains, which means that if you want to overtake another imaginary vehicle that's going right around here, I am pushing the throttle. I will tell you when I push the throttle, and you will see the lag in this car. So I push the throttle. It takes bit of amount for the engine to make up its mind to shift the gear down and to gain speed and gain momentum to do the overtakes. Yes, you will take little bit of more time to get used to the torque converter. However, what it does is it gives you a good amount of fuel efficiency, a good amount of automatic experience that you don't get with many other cars. You can also get more control over the transmission by shifting it to the manual. I have done it now. You can't change it with the stick, however you do get the paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, which you can use to shift down or shift up. Now with the drive mode, if I put the car in the drive mode, it doesn't show the gear indicator. However, you will have to come to the manual mode to check exactly which gear this Maruti Suzuki new Brezza is using while driving. Now, one more aspect of the automatic transmission is when you drive it around in the heavy traffic situations, as we do in most of the cities. So what it requires is a strong crawl mode. Now there is no traffic around to showcase you how the crawl mode works. However, I can stop the car to show you how strongly it crawls on the road. So we will find a safe space, we will slow down. I'm imagining that there is car right in front of me. We have stopped completely. The idling stop is not available right now. However, I have lifted my foot off the brake and the car has started moving. As you can see that it's not a very strong crawl, like the car doesn't cross 5 kmph or 6 kmph. However, you can always use the accelerator to catch up with the traffic in front of you so that people behind you don't honk. Apart from that, you also get the idling start-stop system, which wasn't available with the previous Vitara Brezza. So what does the auto start-stop does? As with the all other Maruti Suzuki hybrids or the mild hybrids, as I must rightly call it, what it does is there's a battery pack under this co-driver seat, and whenever the car is on a braking or is slowing down, it uses the power from the engine and drives it to the battery, and this battery then gives the power back to the car whenever we are accelerating or the car has stopped completely and using the idling start-stop to cut off the engine power. So the battery also supplies power to the electronic gadgets inside this car. So that's all about the changes in the automatic and the engine changes. So I will tell you about the suspension and the driving comfort, but before that I want to talk about the manual transmission as well. So let's quickly jump to the manual transmission. Let's check the fuel efficiency out and let's see how comfortable this new Maruti Suzuki Brezza has become. So guys, we are now driving the manual variant of the new 2022 Maruti Brezza. The engine remains the same, however the transmission, it is now a 5-speed manual. It is the same transmission that has been carried forward from the previous model. It's a short throw gear lever which you can use easily to cruise through the gear changes. However, I feel that Maruti Suzuki has missed one extra gear. So just like the automatic had 6 gear, I believe that if they provided 6 gears in this, the engine would have been much more relaxed, especially while cruising on the highways. For example, I will show you that we are currently doing about 80 kmph, and in the automatic variant the tachometer was showing that the engine was moving at below 2000 rpm, so that was a very relaxed state of engine. However, with the manual variant we are above 2100 rpm and we are still not doing 80, we are doing 79 according to the HUD digital display. So Maruti has missed one gear here, I believe, especially if you want to do very long trips on the highways. That will actually help you get better fuel efficiency. Coming to the fuel efficiency itself, we have done more than 50 kilometers with the manual variant, and it is currently displaying around 20.2 kmpl. The air conditioner system, it has been on all through and through. We haven't switched it off. So this is the real world fuel efficiency that you will get without switching off the AC, or without slowing down on the highways, or without driving for the purpose of fuel efficiency. So this is the real life fuel efficiency that you will get from the car. Now the suspension is on the balance side. If you are going on the pothole roads, or you are taking on undulations, the new Brezza, it handles all of it very well. Maruti Suzuki cars have always been very comfortable, and the new 2022 Brezza is no different. The seats, they take on everything and you do not feel very much uncomfortable. Now coming to the handling, it's a typical Maruti. You do not get much of a feedback from the steering if you do it very quick moves on the highway. If you are an enthusiast, this will not please you. However, this is a well-defined car for a daily driver, or if you do a lot of commuting. However, if you are an enthusiast, then it might not make you very happy. So overall, it's a very decent package, I must say. However, I still feel that Maruti Suzuki should have added one extra gear, should have gone with a 6-speed manual transmission instead of 5 to extract everything that this new engine gives. Now the 2022 Maruti Suzuki Brezza, it costs 7.99 lakh to 13.96 lakh for the top end variant, and that's an ex-showroom price. The car, it has become one of the most expensive cars in the segment, from being the most affordable vehicle in the segment. Now why is that? One of the main reasons is the features list. Maruti Suzuki has added a lot more features with the new Brezza, and some of these features are unique to this car, which no other vehicle in this segment offers. The second one is space. It has a lot of space. It is a very comfortable vehicle, and it has its own USP. The third is the brand value. Over the years, Maruti Suzuki has built the trust in the market. It has built a brand value, and that's why they can charge so much from their cars. The value of these cars will not go anywhere in the used car market, even after a few years of usage, and that's why Maruti Suzuki can charge such premium. But is it fair? Well, you let us know if the price is fair for the new Maruti Suzuki Brezza in the comment section below. And as always, please do not forget to subscribe to the Car Talk channel, and you haven't done it already, please press the bell icon to get regular updates of such car reviews and important news from the industry.